Hello everybody, it's Roxana with Past Present Herbs, and I'm coming on because I'm feeling a little inspired. I have kind of left my channel and I have not put a video out in a very long time. But today I thought I would come back on and just see if I could do a video. I don't even know if I'm able to do a video. So this is kind of a trial run to see if I could put some content out. I'm holding my iPhone. It's been that long since I've done a video. I've misplaced a lot of my stuff. I'm in the hunt and the search for all my video equipment, but I didn't want to let it stop me. I first of all wanted to see if I could. Second of all, I wanted to see if I still had an audience. So for those of you that wondered where I was, I thought I might just say for the last couple of videos that I had put out, I was telling people that I was on a healing journey. I'm still on a healing journey, but as many of you know, if you're here for the first time, my name is Roxana, and I've been on a healing journey for about 3 years, and going on my 4th year. And we're all linked. Everything kind of goes, we think it starts out with one thing, and everything in the body is all linked together. So when we think it's one thing, it ends up being linked to another thing and another thing. And the most recent thing that I had was melanoma cancer. And I'm free and clear of that, but I'm having to do a few treatments because, they think it's one thing, but I'm also doing herbal things at the same time. So, I've always said in the past, I've always, because cancer is on the rise, every time you turn around, somebody in your family. I don't think anybody in their family doesn't know somebody that has been touched or affected by cancer. So I've always said, if they ever told me that I had cancer, I would not be afraid. And I am a believer in the Bible, and so I read my scriptures, and I always say, if something ever happened and somebody ever told me, that I had cancer, I would not be afraid because I believe the promises of God. So I had a checkup back in February of this year, 2026. And I was telling my doctor, I have this mole on my arm, and she looked at it and she kind of just, like, no big deal, but she said, you need to get it checked. But I didn't have a dermatologist here. I haven't been to a dermatologist in quite like 10 or more years, 15 years. And so the dermatologist, according to my insurance, they were like, we can't take that insurance. So finally she found me one that's just about 20 miles away, or about 20 miles from my house. And she said, no problem, come on in. But it was going to be a 2-month waiting list. Within that 2 months of waiting, this mole it grew and it changed colors massively. So I was like, I really wanted to get in there. So I called them, and I said, I really need to get in there. Like yesterday I needed to be in there. So they said, well, we have a cancellation. Do you want to come today? So when I got in there, they freaked out. The dermatologist freaked out. She said, oh yeah, you need to get out of here. And she just started taking pictures and taking notes. And I was like, I remained calm. She's the one that got so upset. So anyway, sorry, I need to move this. So anyway, long story short, it took them forever to get me in to see a surgeon. The first visit to the first surgeon did not go well. I did not go back. And so anyway, I went to another surgeon, and the other surgeon was much more explanatory, much more in detail. And I guess if I had to give anybody any advice, I would tell them, don't feel like you have to. What I had melanoma from a mole. I did not have anything else. It's just melanoma from a mole that had gone bad. And so they had to, and it was on my arm. I'm not going to show anybody my arm. My arm is like not a very pretty sight. So he explained to me they had to do a skin graft from my leg and then put it on, it's the inside of my arm. And so they had to cut around the perimeter of the mole and take that out. And I know some people probably don't even want to do surgery. And that's a personal preference. That's a personal choice, I think. And then the skin graft goes over the area on the arm because they had to cut kind of a chunk out. And then they go, while they're doing the surgery, they go under the lymph nodes because it had been a couple of months, because they try to go as fast as they could. But I guess, like I said, there's so much of this stuff going on. They have other people that have these melanomas and other cancers. This is a skin cancer. It's categorized as a skin cancer, like on their face, on their neck, all over their body. I have a friend that had one on her back, and she was like, how did I get this on my back? I have no answers for people. I don't know. So anyway, it went under, and the cancer had gotten attached to one of my lymph nodes. So they took one of the lymph nodes out, and then, which that's the thing I think that freaked me out, because your lymph nodes is what, you just have to do your own research, but your lymph nodes is part of your immune system, and that's what my immune system had been so low. That's how I think I got the skin cancer to begin with, but I don't know. There's lots of variables there. There's lots of other reasons. They say you got skin cancer because of the sun. I don't know that I agree with that, but lots of people say other reasons. But anyway, I'm not one to argue with anyone. I just think it could have been a combination of things. The mole going bad so quickly, so fast, could have been a combination of things. But anyway, it's all taken care of now. And they said the treatment that they want to give me is immunotherapy. And the reason I'm speaking about this is because there's a lot of things that I'm going to go into maybe in one more video. I'm not 100% deciding on whether I'm going to do another video on this, but people need to really take really good, I've covered from head to toe with freckles, and then I have a few moles. I've had a few moles that I've had taken off. I had one on my face. I had one right here on my face. And the doctor was like, it's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But it had gotten big. Like throughout my whole life, everybody always said, you got that Betty Davis mole, and they laughed and joked with me, and they said it was a beauty mark. But for me personally, I just wanted to feel comfortable. And I said, no, I want it taken off. So they took it off. Now, I had another one right here. It's a brown spot right there. And you can barely tell it's there except for me, because I've gotten some wrinkles around here. But I remember it being there, and when I was younger, I hated it. It was ugly. It was like a mole, and it was real light brown, but who knows? I mean, I don't know, because it's right there on your face. And I always try to wear some sort of protection on my face when I go outside, but I don't really like to wear a lot of makeup anymore. I I mean, I do like around my eyes and stuff like that, but like I have this one right here. That's something that's gotten lighter, but still. Anyway, I mean, just certain things. I have one that I got removed on my back that was near my bra. And then I had one on my belly that just bothered me. And I've got a couple of more on my belly. So I tell people all the time, if it bothers you and the doctor says it's just fine, if it bothers you, just tell them, I want to take it off. This one on my arm had been kind of flat for as long as I can remember, and then just out of the clear blue sky, it got big and it got ugly. And if I hadn't just kept pressing them, I mean, that lady, that dermatologist, when she walked in the room, she just totally freaked out. And I knew. So anyway, that's consumed since my appointment was in February. This is July. Yeah, and I've had so many days of anger, sadness, depression, just sheer not able to really want to get out of bed. My arm, I'm probably going to be wearing something over my arm for a long time. I don't even want to be around people because of my arm. And I don't really think it's vanity. It's just really gross to look at my arm. And I know it's got to heal a lot more, but it's been 3 weeks and the skin is not really turned into what is normal skin yet. But really, for a woman, I mean, for a guy, it might be cool, but for a woman, it's just very unpleasing to look at. And I'll eventually just wear a cotton sleeve over my arm and just a hat. I want to eventually get back to gardening again and get back to my normal life. And the skin graft has completely healed. And just getting back to my daily life, you know. I'm about 75% there. More close to 80 now. But, yeah, I had some pretty... I'm not the type of person to cry. And I was really crying. But I know for some people, you know, I still have to look forward to what is going to go on with the side effects. I've got to go here in about another, I have a little over a week, and we have to find out what the other results are for the tissue sample is, and I have to see whether I do IV treatments or I just take a pill. And I've just all of a sudden, it's just sparked a big interest in me to get back to doing my YouTube channel. And I've been watching a lot of, you know, my herbs. I always lean toward my herbs for healing, and I always lean toward helping other people out, which I don't think there's ever really a week that ever goes by. I've got my plants out on the front porch, and I've been swinging a lot lately. And I just, you know, anything and everything I can to help somebody, I'm always trying to do that. So I've been thinking about just trying to get back on and do a few videos and letting people know what it's like, what I've been going through. I wonder if people think, you know, because there's so many people out there doing videos. But, you know, I wonder if people even wonder if they just say, well, you know, she just decided to quit doing videos. Or if I even have an audience, you know, I may not even have an audience anymore. So I may not even, people might not be interested in watching my videos. But I'm going to go ahead and put this video out there, and maybe you guys can leave me a comment and see if y'all are still interested in some herbal videos. Or I've got something, I've been healing. One thing I tell you, I've been really glad, and I will put this out there because you find, you know, I was on a healing journey to heal my microbiome in my gut. That's what I was doing. I put out a couple of videos because I was realizing how the microbiome in my gut was so messed up. Well, God ordains our footsteps for a reason, and my gut is really doing so much better. I had IBS really bad, and I had SIBO really bad. Well, my gut is, I think, 95% healed. And I have put out that SIBO video, and I have put out, the book that is by Dr. Davis, Dr. William Davis. And I've been eating that yogurt diligently and love, I haven't got his new book yet, but I love being in that inner circle group and his Facebook group, and I've learned so much, and I've lost about 27 pounds, I think. It fluctuates between 27 and 28 pounds. But I go walking if I start hurting. I just do all kinds of stuff, and I was up to three miles a day before all this started happening. And I just love learning all the time. If you're into herbalism at all, you know what it's like about loving learning all the time. And it's more of a lifestyle than it is just taking a few herbs. And you're always looking for a healthier life. It's not just like taking a pill, But there are some times when you do have to go to the doctor, and there are some times when you can do both herbalism and living a healthy lifestyle, and you can do both. But my main goal is to finish this and live the healthiest lifestyle I can. There's so much that I want to talk about. One of them is MSG. I know a lot of people don't know, they're not very educated about MSG and when they eat out. And so I don't know if people even understand the dangers of MSG in their food and going to the grocery store and looking for MSG. But anyway, I'm not going to get into that, but there's just a lot of things I think I'm wanting to talk about besides herbs. And so when I come back, if I do have an audience, I would like to talk to a lot of people about some things when I come back. So anyway, if I have an audience, please give me a like, please give me a share, or just say, hey, Roxana, we're glad you're back. We would like to hear more from you. I'll work harder. I think it will help me get through this stage that I'm going through. And so, yeah, this is Roxana with Past Present Herbs. And let me know you're out there. A comment, a share, a like, and say hi to me. If that's all you got to say, just say hi, Roxana. But yeah, that's what's been going on in my world, and I'm going to get well. I'm going to be praying, and let me know if you're going through something similar. I will pray for you. Okay? All right, you guys, I'm going to try to get this video put together and get it out there to you as soon as possible. God bless you guys, and hang in there if you are going through something similar, because I know I'm not the only one. Okay, you guys, have a blessed day. Bye for now.